Hey guys, I'm Dennis from Respect Studios, and this is part 2 of the Asset Bookmarks tutorial. Now, in this part, we will be filling the GUI, because at the moment, if we hit Ctrl G, we have absolutely nothing. Now, there are some stuff that you should know about the building of the GUI. First of all, you have layouts. So if you want to stack something vertically or horizontally, you can type begin or vertical or begin horizontal layouts. Now, these are usually typed GUI layout that begin vertical. You have to type semicolon, and at the end you have to type GUI layout that end vertical. Now you have to end the vertical, because if you don't, you have some strange result. Sometimes Unity is not throwing an error, and if you have more than one begin verticals and less end verticals, you get unpredictable result, and you will not get an error, which is sometimes hard to be tracked. So what I'm doing is, when I begin a vertical, I'm opening and closing the curly brackets. This is how I do it. This way I know that if I open curly brackets, I have to close them and end the layout that I'm opening. First of all, we'll add a space. This is just adding a certain amount of pixels as a space in the UI. Editor GUI layout. These are the methods you use to add fields and such in the UI. And you can type label field. This is for the title. And let's name it asset bookmarks. And here we're going to use the style from the GUI skin. We have a GUI skin here, and one of the GUI styles is title. So here we have added the title as a title style. And when we say semicolon, you can see GUI layout options. So here we can say title style, close it. And now when you go to Unity, you hit Ctrl G, you can see asset bookmarks. Okay. I should be able to go to the GUI skin and change the font size, but I can't. I should be able to do it bold, for example, the text, but I can't. Why I can't is because if I set it to 25 and I close it and I open it again, it's bigger, you can see that. But I have to close it and open it every time, or hit Ctrl G. Now for better view and for better performance, not performance, but viewing of the UI, you can type repaint. This will repaint the UI absolutely every frame. Now, if I hit Ctrl G and I start playing with the font size, you can see that now I can change it. I can set it to bold. I can set it to upper left. Now, this is why, I hope now you see why I'm using a GUI skin, because otherwise you had to start typing all these. For example, I have to declare the title style, and then I say title style that, for example, font size to be equal to 25, title style that, which is, what's that? Alignment to be equal to align text alignment that left, center, right, or I'm not sure is text alignment. I'm pretty sure that there was a predefined variable or method for that, but anyway, we won't be using this because we're using GUI skin. And with the GUI skin, we can make as much GUI styles as you want, and then just reference them. This is the easiest way, and then put that GUI skin into a resources folder, and you will be able to get it at start. Now we can keep that UI open. Sorry. And continue below. Now we're going to add another space of 10 pixels. And now we will start another GUI layout that begin vertical, another begin vertical, which will be having some a little bit more options here. For the first option will be editor style that help box. Now the help box is making a box around the vertical layout. I'm going to show you how it looks. And then we're going to say GUI layout that width, which is the width of the actual new vertical layout. We can type a width. And we'll say position that width -5. Semicolon, open, close, and here I'll say editor GUI layout that end vertical. Okay, now why am I writing all this stuff? Let me go to Unity. There are no errors, but we don't see anything, so I'm going to say GUI layout that button. Let's say string test button. And now you can see GUI layout not button, or maybe not button. GUI layout that text area, my test text. We can type max length. Okay, let's leave it like this, just to see what's going to be seen. I got an error. Why? Because I didn't remove that. Now you can see, if you look closer, you can see that there is a border around the my text. This is the actual help box. Mini bold font, we don't have. The help box is just to show that it's inside the board. If I remove it, for example, if I say it, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that, but yeah, I can. You can see that there is just this. But if I add the help box, it's a double double border. Now let's continue by removing this text area. Now the width. Why do we need the width? Because this is the width of the actual layout. Okay, because I want it to be as wide as the GUI without 5 pixels. I'm using position that width because this is how you get the actual width of the GUI. So if I type debug.log position that width, I'm not entering play mode, I'm sorry, and I start dragging it, you can see that I'm getting the actual position. So this is 200, and if I say it like this, it's 884. So this is how you get the width and the height. Now you can get more stuff. You can get the X position, you can get the Y position, you can get the height, and so on. You can play with all these just to check, just to get what you need. If you need some other values, inside the begin vertical, we're going to say we're going to actually create the scroll position, the scroll for the elements that will be inside the vertical, because we need a scroll. So say scroll position will be equal to GUI layout that begin scroll view, and inside we're going to say scroll position. This this will means that the actual scroll position will be equal to the scroll view with the same scroll position. This means that when we start moving, it won't be zeroed out, but we'll be using the same values that we are at the moment. It's slightly difficult to understand at the beginning, but you get used to it. Now, well, I'm going to show you why it happens like this. Now I'm going to say if bookmarked objects that count is greater than 0, which means we have a bookmarked objects. We're going to say for, I'm not sure if you know that, but we're going to say for double tap, and we'll say for I equals 0, I'm going to hit tap again. I is less than bookmarked objects that count, and then I hit enter again, and everything is ready for the loop, which is awesome. We'll say GUI layout that begin horizontal. We're going to start the horizontal layout because we need two buttons at the to be horizontally stacked. One of them is the button that will highlight the asset, and another one is the button that will remove the asset from the bookmark window. So we're going to begin horizontal, and here we can type GUI layout that height. We can type a height, and we height will be 20 because that's all you need. And we're going to open and then close, and then say GUI layout that end horizontal. Make sure that you begin and end everything. You don't need to add these brackets, like I said, but I'm just adding them to be able to keep everything organized and see it. This way I won't be forgetting about something. Okay, now these are the horizontal layouts added. Begin horizontal. Let me go back to Unity. You're pushing more GUI clips than you're popping. Make sure they're balanced. Why? Let me add two buttons just to test something. Button 02. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, I'm getting an error. You are pushing more GUI clips than you're popping. Let's see what's going on. We have begin vertical. We have end vertical. Okay. We have first of all here begin vertical. We have begin another vertical and another vertical. We are beginning one horizontal. We are ending horizontal. Let me see if this is the problem. No, this is not the problem. If bookmarked objects. Let me see. This is a way of. I'm not going to pause the video while I'm doing debugging to check what's going on. So the people that don't have a lot of experience can see how exactly you can do good debugging of the code. So no, begin vertical, end vertical. Your box with position. Begin scroll view. Okay, this is where the problem is. You see. I'm beginning a scroll view, but I'm not ending a scroll view. That's why I told you that, well, it produces an error sometimes, but not every time. So here I'm going to say GUI layout that end scroll view. Okay. Now I'm ending the scroll view and the error should disappear. Okay, we don't have error anymore. We have two buttons which are actually begin horizontal and horizontal. Assets, asset bookmarks. I don't see these buttons, which is weird. One moment. Well, we don't see buttons simply because the bookmarked object count is 0 because we haven't added any objects yet. So we are not going to see any buttons, but I'm going to simply save. I will copy this for now and I will put it here just so you can see how it should be looking. This is the button 1. And if I want more buttons, we can type button 2. We can add not GUI layer, but GUI layout. That's space. We can type some space between them. You can see that these are the two buttons. Okay, and they are stacked perfectly. They will stretch with the window and so on. Now I'm going to remove this because I don't need this here. I will leave it like this. And in the next video, we're going to start adding the actual buttons and the place where all of the bookmarks will be. I hope you liked the tutorial. If you do, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.